Zippity-doo-dah, zippity day. My, oh my, it's a lovely day. It's Tuesday, 12th day of November, 2019. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host, and it's down the road we go. We got a good show for you today. We always try. We endeavor to put together a good show. We oftentimes fail, but we'll see if we can get through this next hour together, you and me and our little television family. Got some good stuff coming up. What a crazy football game last night. Monday Night Football, the Niners and the Seahawks. Probably the best game of the year in the National Football League. It had everything, including overtime. It was almost a tie. It took a field goal on the last play of overtime to end the game. It had had everything. It had turnovers and hard hits and crazy plays. It was nuts. And the Seahawks won. There are no more undefeated teams in the National Football League. We'll talk about that when we get to sports. Also preview the prep postseason for you. Soccer gets going today for the Wenatchee Panthers and for the Eastmont Wildcats. They'll play tomorrow. We'll got that. Of course, we'll also have the news, quite a bit of news to get to, including some really neat footage of yesterday's Veterans Day parade here in downtown Wenatchee. When we get to the news, we also have the obscure holiday. We got some birthdays coming your way, some pretty interesting day in history. A brand new Mike Magnotti opinion you've never seen before, and in the back half of the show, it's back after a one-year hiatus. I'm talking about the Journey to Bethlehem, the interactive tour that's being put on by the local Seventh-day Adventist churches here in the Wenatchee Valley. And we went up to the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Wenatchee and talked to Renee Resler, who's the assistant director of Journey to Bethlehem. We went up there and talked to her. And going to put you in the mood for the holidays, which is kind of almost here with Thanksgiving not too far away. Thanksgiving is late this year. It's on the 28th. That's pretty late for Thanksgiving. So, yeah, we got good stuff for you. A little cloudy. I had a friend who lives up in the Wenatchee Heights area. He said he had a little spittle of snow this morning. We could get just a little bit over the weekend. Don't go crazy. Probably not going to happen. Forecast details are coming up. Let's take you around the valley. The sun's just now getting up. The fact sunrise this morning was a 7:01. So it's starting to get the job done. You see quite a bit of cloud cover today. Weather disturbance arrived early in the morning, and it will be hanging around most of the day today. It's going to be dry. It's going to be temperature's going to be just about normal, but we're going to have lots of clouds and lots of fog. Details are coming up. We still have the air stagnation advisory. It should expire at noon today. It's going to expire at noon today, but they could, in fact, extend it. So again, we need some stronger than normal winds to stir up the sky and get rid of the inversion layer. So in the meantime, the dispersion of the pollution just simply isn't happening. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley proper. The cross cam looks like it's tilted down and zoomed out just a little bit. And you can see we are definitely under the influence of some clouds and some light rain at times. Camera number 2, it's Megan's choice. I don't know. Megan, that looks like maybe Nanapoc Ridge? No, Black Mountain. Come on, Dan, you know better than that. So, and that's moved. The Black Mountain camera is not where it's normally located at. That's a good view there. Normally we have it looking right down over the Leavenworth area. It looks like it's been moved to the north a little bit, I'm guessing. Great view from the Black Mountain camera. That's one of the highest cameras that we have. Black Mountain is high above the Peshastin area, by the way, and it's not an easy site to get to, I might add. It's a pretty harrowing drive. I know, I've been on it. Camera number 3, where are we off to, Megan? Oh, she threw me another loop. Let me think here. I'm looking. I'm seeing a body of water. That's probably the Columbia. I give up, Megan. That's the what tower? What? Oh, okay. That's cool. That's neat. I like that. You saw an animal run by just now? Really? There's a raccoon running around up there. We actually, on a number of these, in fact, this happened a couple of days ago, there was a bird of some kind, I can't remember what kind, it was just hanging around our monitor tower. It was right there. It was like looking right at the lens. It was really neat. Great view there. Thank you, Megan. And camera number 4. We say good morning to, that looks to be Monument Hill, am I correct? So it's out to Quincy. We go. Beautiful view of Monument Hill. Boy, the new Quincy High School and the football field there at Quincy, that is super nice. Man, that's a great facility. It's always fun to go to school and play sports in a brand new spanking facility where everything is nice and sparkling, clean and new. I think it really enhances the educational experience. Good morning, Quincy, where opportunities, of course, are unlimited. Thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCW Life Channel out there in the Columbia Basin. 5 minutes after the hour. From the National Weather Service, courtesy of our friends at Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. They'll give your home a hug. A little bit of light rain. The upper elevations, the mountains are going to get a little bit of light snow today. That all ends about 10 o'clock this morning. Take a look at that. This is this Sunday. Take a look at what may happen on Sunday, basically late Saturday afternoon into the early hours of Sunday morning. You folks in the Methow Valley, you're going to get some measurable snow, it looks like, especially up in the Winthrop-Mazama area. Maybe even a couple of inches of snow, a little bit of snow skirting the Chelan Valley. The upper elevations of Chelan may get, I don't know, half an inch or so, just a little bit of snow in the lower elevations. The snow on Sunday is going to miss us, by the way. I'm glad to see that. I'm not ready for the snow yet, but look up in the Methow Valley and up in the Republic area and up near the Idaho Panhandle. You could get some measurable snow come Saturday afternoon into Sunday. But that's the weekend. For the rest of this week, again, it's going to be cloudy for the most part this morning, some rain, and then sunshine this afternoon. And a high of about 48. That's just about normal. Yesterday we had 48. Our normal high is about 46, so temperatures right around normal. As you can see, it's going to warm up quite a bit for the weekend. Fog and clouds tonight, overnight low about 33. Fog in the morning on Wednesday. It burns off. We'll have sunshine in the afternoon tomorrow, high of about 45. Wednesday night, again, fog and clouds, 34 for the overnight low. We get patchy fog in the morning. This is the time of the year when this starts happening. We get morning fog. It burns off. Either the clouds hang around for most of the day or we get some sun breaks. Thursday, it'll be cloudy for the most part and a high near 46. Let's jump ahead to the weekend because we can. Friday, lots of clouds, high near 54. Saturday, partly sunny, high near 53. And then Sunday, back to the clouds. But look how warm it's going to be on Sunday. High of 58 degrees. So even if the little spittle of snow that might happen on Saturday night into Sunday, it obviously isn't going to stick around a great deal. Sunrise this morning, 7:01. Sunset tonight, 4:29. That's 9 hours and 28 minutes of daylight. And again, the air stagnation advisory is due to expire at noon today. If it does, we'll let you know. And if it doesn't, we'll let you know, by the way, if you plan on traveling to the mountain passes, you got no problems at all. They're all looking good, bare and dry across the board. 8 minutes after the hour. Going to take a break. We have your Tuesday morning headlines in 1 minute. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, and we're broadcasting live this morning from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
My name's Tashina, and I live in Chelan. I've been a CVCH patient for several years. The thing that I love about CVCH the most is like everybody knows everybody. That's just a really kind of special thing, is kind of takes that phobia of being in the clinic away. I would just tell all the CVCH staff that they're doing great, and thank you for making us feel comfortable, and you guys are always there for us, and the whole staff checks in on us, and we really appreciate it.
And we're back. We have some clouds, some light rain. It's 36 degrees. We'll have some sun breaks later on today, with highs in the upper 40s. Here's what's making headlines on this Tuesday. A Wenatchee man allegedly sold a gram of heroin to police informants and had an additional 10 grams in his Springwater apartment when he was arrested. My Van Wyn, he's 36 years old, was taken into custody on Thursday on a warrant charging him with drug delivery and maintaining a drug property. Drug Task Force detectives said they bought heroin from Wynn twice last spring. He was already scheduled to be sentenced later on this month after pleading guilty to unrelated charges of identity theft and possessing stolen property. No trial date has been set on the new drug charges. Well, an online effort to find a man who vandalized a parked car in Chelan may have nabbed a suspect. On October 29th, this man was spotted by the onboard cameras of a parked Tesla defacing the car as he walked into the Apple Cup Cafe. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies now say the man has been identified. He's going to face charges. There's no word on his motive for the vandalism. The video clip from the car circulated widely last week, and that helped deputies pin down the suspect. Well, after a back and forth results over the weekend, it now seems apparent that referendum 88, that's the affirmative action referendum, looks like it's going to go down to defeat. After the Tuesday Election Day count 1 week ago, R88 was narrowly failing with less than 51% against. But last Friday, King County, one of only 4 counties to favor the measure, they released more results, and suddenly R88 was winning, but by only 842 votes. So more results from the other counties over the weekend pushed it back into the failing side by more than 12,000 votes. That was as of yesterday. King County will release more results today, but only has about 6,300 ballots left to count. Chelan and Douglas counties were among the counties rejecting R88. The referendum came about after the legislature approved Initiative 1000, which imposed affirmative action. Well, a special reception will be held tonight for the 2 Wenatchee school board members who lost their election bids. Last week, board president Sonny Hemphill was defeated by retired businessman Martin Barron and board member Karina Vega-Villa. She was beaten by Tim Larson. Now, Tim Larson, of course, dropped out of the race, but his name remains on the ballot. The reception will be at the school district office on Sunset Avenue in Wenatchee from 5:30 to 6 prior to their regularly scheduled board meeting. Well, unable to deal with traffic issues caused by Wenatchee's biggest road race, organizers of the Turkey on the Run, they're moving the Thanksgiving event to Walla Walla Point Park and the Apple Capital Loop Trail. It's in its 11th year. The race traditionally started at Rotary Park in Wenatchee along Western Avenue, but with participation swelling to more than 1,000 runners, a traffic control company had to be brought in recent years, but Joel Reiner, he's the race director, said they couldn't find a traffic control company this year, so they moved it. The route is on the Loop Trail. The route itself has yet to be determined. We just know it's going to be on the Apple Capital Recreational Loop Trail. The kids' race will start at 8:45, and the 5K and 12K races get going at 9 o'clock. And of course, as you know, yesterday was the 100th Veterans Day, a day to honor those who served our country in uniform. And our very own videographer, Uriah Darby, got some really cool footage. Here's some sights and sounds of yesterday's Veterans Day parade here in downtown Wenatchee. Thank you for your yeoman's work, Uriah. That's good stuff. It's 15 minutes after the hour. That's what's making headlines on this Tuesday morning with some of the stories we're working on for the evening news tonight at 5, 6, and 10. Let's check in with Grant.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, warm, wet weather is headed our way. I'll have your complete North Central Washington weather forecast, and Eric Granstrom will have all the day's sports, including a look at upcoming local state soccer and football matchups. That and much more coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. Hope you'll join us then. Dan?
Thank you, Grant. We appreciate it. Yeah, check the news out. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. You can watch it on demand. We'll have it up and running on our website right around 5 o'clock as well. And if you want to get a hold of us, we try and make it as easy as possible for you. to get a hold of us. You can write us a note. We get those. Our address is at 201 South Chelan. You can pick up the telephone and give us a call at the number you see at the bottom of your screen for news tips. You can go to our Facebook page and message us. A lot of people do that. You can go to our website. You want to bookmark our website too, by the way, because we're constantly populating it with all kinds of cool stuff to keep you informed. So go to our Facebook page or go to our website, ncwlife.com, and click on the Contact Us icon and fill out the form. And we'll get it here at the NCW Life channel, or you can email us, news@ncwlife.com. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're talking Seahawks football. What a game last night. Plus, we have the obscure holiday today in history. We got some celebrity birthdays, a brand new opinion from Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and we're talking Journey to Bethlehem. It's back this year. All that between now and the top of the hour. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live from Studio 5 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks. So bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
This is Caitlin Hedershe, the producer of the NCW Life magazine. Each week, I'm bringing you a look behind the scenes of the faces, places, and events that make North Central Washington the place we call home. Tune in every weekday for an in-depth look at a new topic each week. From local artists in their studios to businesses breaking barriers that might surprise you and everything in between. Join me on the NCW Life magazine right here on the NCW Life channel.
We're back in 17 minutes after the hour. Let's talk sports, and then there were none. There are no unbeaten teams left in the NFL. Seattle pulls it out 27-24, the final in overtime. Seahawks over the 49ers on Monday Night Football. Jason Myers had a 42-yard field goal on the last play of the game as time expired in overtime. It was a crazy game. It was a back-and-forth game. It had everything, 7 turnovers between the two teams, including a 10-yard scoop and score by Javadian Clowney.
It ain't over till it's over. I thought they could have won the game. They missed the field. I was so happy about that. For us, we got it. We turned the ball over going down for it. It was so much going on. It was the craziest game of my career, hands down. 4 or 5 quarters, I almost went to a tie. 4 quarters in overtime, went to a tie, and it could have been a tie, but we game out with a dub. Our kicker made up from last week. Big win for him. I'm happy for him. Because you know how it is when you're a kicker in this league. But it's rough on him. But I'm so excited for our kicker after what happened last week. But we back where we need to be in this division, and we just got to keep playing from here, keep growing.
Seattle's defense sacked Niners quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo 5 times. They forced him to fumble once. He also threw an interception. Seahawks coach Pete Carroll was extremely pleased how his defense adjusted as the game went on.
It took us all the way till there was nothing left, and it was a beautiful job of hanging. What I really liked about this game was the way it started and then the surge that happened in the middle of it when our guys went 8 straight drives without letting them get anything going on defense. Kenny did a fantastic job tonight with our guys. We had to adjust from right off the start, and the guys took to it. We did some different things that, other than the plan called for, and we wound up sacking them 5 times tonight and getting after the quarterback like we had hoped to, and maybe this is the start that we've been looking for with our pass rush. There was a really good rush tonight. I thought Javadian Clowney was fantastic tonight. When he was close, he was causing problems, and he scored again. So I really love what the defense did during this night, and it's important to us, really important to us the way we played. It's a great running football team. We held them to, I don't know, 70, 80 yards, whatever the heck it was. That's a big night by the guys up front and by the linebackers, and when we needed it most, it was really a big night. So there's a lot of really cool things about this game that are kind of the subtle stuff. The obvious is hanging with Jason Myers. So what a great, thrilling night for him to come through and make his kicks and make his winning kick and all that and kick the ball deep all night long. A lot goes into that, and I think it was for us that follow us really closely, not for maybe the outside media, but it's a great illustration of his teammates supporting him throughout. In the locker room immediately last week, they were supporting him so that he would be ready to do this that we needed tonight and come through. There's nothing better than coming through like that in the clutch, and so we're thrilled by the night that he had.
Russell Wilson, not bad, 24 of 34. He threw for 232 yards. He threw a touchdown and a critical interception in overtime as Seattle looked like they were driving for the game winner.
That was the craziest game I've ever been a part of. I mean, talking about a Monday Night Football game, it felt like an NFC Championship game right there. Just back and forth, two great teams going after it. Get the ball in overtime and go down. We're moving the ball really well. I think I have Hollister for a touchdown, and they make a great play. 2 inches higher, I think we have a touchdown, game over. Then our defense goes out there, stops them, and then they miss the field goal. We get the ball back or whatever and find a way to win. They in there, get the big first down, and then we move the ball, and J. Mai comes up big with a game-winning field goal, headsets off, this is it, game's over, no matter what, tie or win or whatever it may be. And, I think the great thing about this game for our football team was just the resilience. We've had it all year. We've been, I think, the toughest team in terms of a resilience all year. In my opinion, I think that just how we stay encouraged, how we stay focused, how we just keep having the faith and keep believing that something great's going to happen. I think our defense played great throughout the night in a tough environment, tough game. We made plays when we needed to, and we knew it was going to come down to the wire. I said it earlier in the week, I thought it was going to come down the wire. Didn't think it was going to come down to overtime, no more time on the clock kind of wire, but that's just a true amazing moment, wildest game, most amazing game I've been a part of for sure.
Seahawks now get the week off, a bye week. They improved to 8-2 on the year. They don't play again until they go to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. It'll be Sunday Night Football on November 24th. Let's talk high school. The Wenatchee Panthers take their next step into the postseason tonight. They'll be traveling to Spokane. They'll take on Gonzaga Prep in the first round of the State 4A soccer tournament. Wenatchee 12-6 on the year after they beat Moses Lake to keep their season alive. Gonzaga Prep 17-2, the top team out of the Greater Spokane League, and they'll begin that soccer match tonight at 5:30. The Cascade Kodiaks begin their first round of the State 1A tournament tonight. They'll be at Leibofto Field at the Apple Bowl. Cascade takes its 11-6 record up against the 14-1-1 Wahluke Warriors. Kickoff is at 6:30. The Eastmont Wildcats will host the Meade Panthers in a first-round game at Wildcat Stadium. That's tomorrow. Eastmont finished 13-2-2 overall. Meade is 15-4. Kickoff at 6 o'clock. You can watch the game starting at 6:30 right here on the NCW Live channel. Still waiting on a start time for the Eastmont game. The Eastmont first-round game down in Camas. We know it's going to be on Saturday. We don't know the start time yet. Of course, yesterday was a holiday. They had the day off, and so the administrators couldn't really get together and settle that down. Eastmont AD Russ Waterman says they're confirming busing and hotels before they announced the game on Saturday. We know where the Panthers are going to play. They'll be in Renton on Friday night to take on Kennedy Catholic at 7 o'clock on Friday night. We've received all kinds of inquiries on whether we're going to be able to cover the playoff games on the NCW Live channel. It's not that simple. It costs quite a bit of money to televise the state football playoffs. There's a chance we might be able to broadcast, the Wenatchee game on Friday. We are not going to be able to do the Eastmont game on Saturday. That's out of the question. They simply don't have the infrastructure at Doc Harris Stadium in Camas for us to broadcast it. So we'll have more as we continue to endeavor to maybe televise at least Wenatchee's game on Friday night. We don't know about that. By the way, we did get confirmation on Cashmere's first round State 1A playoff game. They'll take on LaSalle in Yakima at Marquette Stadium at 7 o'clock on Friday night. And that's just some of the games that people are playing on this Tuesday. It's the 12th day of November, the obscure holiday of the day today, and tell me, does this not look good? How about some French dip? Today is National French Dip Day. And even though it's called French dip, it's an American invention. It's called French dip because you use a French roll to put the meat in, so you have the thinly sliced, and the thinner the better, roast beef, and a lot of it. I like Swiss cheese, melted Swiss cheese, and onions on my French dip sandwich. You dip it in the au jus, and boom, it's a party in your mouth. Two Los Angeles area restaurants claim to be the birthplace of the original French dip sandwich of about 100 years ago. Cole's Pacific Electric Buffet and Philippe the Original. Their website, Philippe say we invented it. The other website say we invented it. Nobody seems to know. They have some sort of bizarre rivalry on who invented the French dip sandwich. I'm just glad somebody invented the French dip sandwich. I love French dip sandwich. Now, of course, it's a staple everywhere. Most restaurants serve French dip. Easy to make, very enjoyable. Today is National French Dip Sandwich Day, and I want to right now. I'm hungry, 25 minutes after the hour. Today in history, all the sports, of course, have commissioners. There are commissioners for all the major sports, the minor sports, the college conferences have commissioners, the high commissioner. Well, the very first commissioner ever in any sport was named on this date, November 12th, 1920. Remember, they had the Black Sox scandal. The integrity of baseball was in question. Baseball itself was in significant trouble. Turns out that, guys were throwing games, and so they decided they needed a commissioner. And the owners elected Kennesaw Mountain Landis to be the very first commissioner of baseball. He agreed to a 7-year contract on one condition: he would have the final authority. He would be the absolute dictator of all things baseball. Baseball owners agreed to those conditions. Kennesaw Mountain Landis took the job. He also continued to be a judge, and then they said, no, you have to do one or the other. So he became the commissioner of baseball, and the very first commissioner of any kind, and it happened 99 years ago today. Women and children last. It happened on this date, November 12, 1928. The Vestris, the SS Vestris, sank about 200 miles off Hampton Roads, Virginia. About 110 passengers died in this tragedy, almost all of them women and children. As soon as it looked like the Vestris was going to sink, the crew abandoned the ship, hopped on all the lifeboats, filled them up, and took off. And they left the women and children to drown. Happened on this date, November 12, 1928. This is the day that they closed Ellis Island, 65 years ago today, after 62 years and nearly 13 million immigrants passing through the gates. Ellis Island ceased operations on November 12, 1954. The odds are pretty good that you're related to somebody who passed through the gates of Ellis Island. We talk about how the United States took in all of these immigrants from all over the world. Well, it was New York who took in the immigrants. I mean, they stayed for a generation or two before they assimilated themselves into the American bloodstream, but it was Ellis Island where they came in. It closed its gates on this date in 1954. This is the 49th anniversary of the famous exploding whale incident. In early November of 1970, a 8-ton sperm whale washed up on the beaches of the Oregon coast, and it became a tourist attraction because you don't see this very often. In fact, people couldn't even remember the last time it happened, so they all flocked to see this ginormous sperm whale, and then after a couple of days, it started to stink to high heaven, and the locals say, tourists or no tourists, we got to get rid of this thing. What are we going to do? They didn't cut it up because nobody wanted to cut it up. They were going to bury it, and then they figured, well, the tide's just going to unbury it. So they decided to blow it up. They're going to blow up an 8-ton sperm whale, and they're going to blow it up with about a half a ton of dynamite. To the video we go.
Now let's go.
All right, Fred, you can take your hands out of your ears. Here comes pieces of mine.
Our camera stopped rolling immediately after the blast. The humor of the entire situation suddenly gave way to a run for survival as huge chunks of whale blubber fell everywhere. Pieces of meat passed high over our heads while others were falling at our feet. The dunes were rapidly evacuated as spectators escaped both the falling debris and the overwhelming smell. A parked car over a quarter of a mile from the blast site was the target of one large chunk. The passenger compartment literally smashed. Fortunately, no human was hit as badly as the car. However, everyone on the scene was covered with small particles of dead whale.
Oh, yeah, 49 years ago today. Didn't quite think that one all the way through. And one last item of business to get to on Today in History. It was on this date, November 12th, 2001. The last 3 surviving members of the Beatles, Ringo Starr, Paul McCartney, and George Harrison, met at George Harrison's hotel room in New York City. They had lunch and a long visit. George was terminally ill with cancer. Everybody knew it. 2 weeks later, he would die in Los Angeles at the age of 58. The 3 living former Beatles met for the last time on this date in 2001 with Paul, George, and Ringo. And finally, let's do some birthdays. Speaking of rockers and rollers, Booker T. Jones finally wrote a memoir. It's really good. The legendary Booker T. Jones, leader of Booker T. and the MGs, longtime organ player with the Stax House Band. He's played with almost every significant rocker and roller ever. The man's a legend. Booker T. Jones is 75 years old today. And if you're into his music, if you're into really good music, read his memoir. It's good stuff. Booker T. Jones is 75. Al Michaels is also 75 years old today. Of course, he was a staple at ABC. He was with ABC for 3 decades. And then in 2006, when NBC got Sunday Night Football, they hired him away, and he's been doing the Sunday Night Football games ever since. So he did Monday Night Football, now he does Sunday Night Football. And of course, he's made all kinds of famous calls in the world of sports. The Miracle on Ice back in 1980. All kinds of World Series and Super Bowls. A legendary broadcaster, Al Michaels, 75 years old today. Speaking of rock and rollers, Neil Young, who's played a lot of rock and roll with Booker T. Neil Young, the great Canadian Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, a fascinating individual. He's 74 years old today. 2-time inductee into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a solo artist in 1995 and as a member of Buffalo Springfield in 1997. Neil Young, 74 years old today. Nadja Comaneci celebrates a birthday. She's 58 years old today. We went to the Montreal Olympic Games back in 1976, and she was obviously the talk of the town. She won 5 Olympic gold medals. She received 7 perfect 10s at the 1976 Summer Olympics in Montreal, and one of the most famous gymnasts of all time. She, of course, now lives in the United States as an American citizen after spending most of her youth in Romania. Nadja Comaneci is 58 years old today. And Anne Hathaway celebrates a birthday. She's 37 years old today. She's got a bunch of awards on her mantle. She's got an Academy Award, a Golden Globe, an Emmy. Her films have made about $7 billion worldwide. Not bad. Anne Hathaway, not just another pretty face, but a good actress. She's 37 years old today. 32 minutes after the hour, we still have my conversation coming up with Renee Resler, the Assistant Director of the Journey to Bethlehem, which is coming up next month in early December, and also a brand new opinion from Mike McNaughty. But a reminder about Campbell's and their destination deal. It's for you NCW Live viewers out there, and it's specifically for the locals. It's a locals discount. All you have to do is prove that you live here in North Central Washington, and you can get a room starting at just $95 a night. Yeah, rooms start at just $95 a night. That's the deal. I know that's an incredible deal. I'm not an accountant. I don't claim to be. If Campbell's wants to go ahead and book rooms for locals for $95 a night, that's more power to them, Campbell's. Get a hold of them. Tell them you're local. Book a room for the weekend. Get out of town. Enjoy it, and enjoy the beautiful Lake Chelan area. It's the destination deal at Campbell's, and it's for locals only. $95 a night. Don't forget, if you're having an office party or a family Christmas party or a holiday party, you can have it at Campbell's. They'll take small groups, they'll take big groups, they'll take medium-sized groups, but you better book them, especially if you want to have it on, say, like a Friday or a Saturday, because Campbell's is a very popular place to book your holiday party, be it a family party or an office party. All right, going to take a break. A brand new opinion from Mike McNaughty is coming your way in a couple of minutes, and then we're talking about the Journey to Bethlehem. It's back. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 6 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel. The Cottage Inn has been a Wenatchee Valley landmark since 1940, making it one of the longest-running locally owned restaurants around. And it's better than ever. Steak, seafood, and their famous homemade desserts for dinner, wonderful lunch items, and breakfast on Sundays, all made from scratch and at an affordable price. It's no wonder the Cottage Inn has been so popular for over 75 years. Enjoy a fabulous meal today at the Cottage Inn on Easy Street in Old Station.
Being able to support yourself and your family is an important part of who we are. We all need to know we're able to provide ourselves with a secure future. Some job seekers have a harder time finding work. That's why Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is here, a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to help people find work. When you shop at or donate to Goodwill, you're really being a job creator, and that's a good thing for everyone's future. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating has been serving North Central Washington for 34 years. Arctic provides the finest heating and cooling air quality products for residential and commercial customers, along with prompt and professional customer service. Arctic also offers specialty services like custom sheet metal fabrication of ductwork, coil cleaning, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Arctic is available for emergency calls 24/7. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. Yeah.
There he is. Sure wish he was here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Little 4-point.
It's a nice coconut.
Solid fish.
Watch the Northwest Outdoorsman with Richie Herod Saturdays and Sundays at 6 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 4:30 p.m. on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
Is search engine optimization right for my business? Maybe. Studies show the first and second search results get 50% of all the clicks. But you have to fight national chains to get there. If the user has to scroll down to find you, tough luck. You could hide a dead body on page 2 and the whole zombie apocalypse on page 3. Or you could spend less and get an ad in the Impact Big Print phone book, giving local businesses a chance to shine.
Impact Directories. Bigger print, better book.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, over the past few years, I've heard increasing criticism of a company we know as Goodwill. Now, this criticism runs like this. Goodwill's paying nothing for the merchandise that they retail. They pay their employees a pittance and make tons of money in a despicable manner. Now, I can't believe this criticism of whoever this guy is. Whoever the guy is who came up with the idea about Goodwill, he came up with a very creative business plan, offers entry-level work experience to folks who might not get a job anywhere else, offers good prices for the stuff you need, and gives you and I the opportunity to get rid of your junk and get a tax write-off. And I kind of think the criticism of this guy is prompted more by jealousy than any justifiable social outrage. And by the way, the people I've spoken to who work for Goodwill, they like their jobs. This is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and that's my opinion.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
My awesome is being part of the Nez Perce tribe. We have a tourism company and we highlight the history and culture of the Nez Perce people. I found Washington Trust Bank because they were very involved in the community. They believed in me. They definitely saw the need for this in our region. All the folks at Washington Trust Bank are phenomenal. They've done such a wonderful job helping me along my journey.
What's your awesome? Whatever it is, we'll help you get there.
Are the rumors true, Corey?
Yes, they are, and you're going to love what we're doing at Sangster Buick GMC. Hi, Corey Sangster with a special offer. $49 down delivers. At Sangster Buick GMC, just $49 down and you're driving the vehicle of your dreams. Save thousands with below-market financing during our year-end closeout. Yes, the rumors are true. Just $49 down delivers. Choose your vehicle and compare equipment, price, and warranty at Sangster Buick GMC or online at sangstermotors.com, where caring about your family brings you back to ours.
Let Fitterers Furniture help you turn your dreams into reality with their exciting selection of quality furnishing and accessories. Whatever style you are looking for, you will find beautifully crafted furniture of exceptional value and the unmatched Fitterers customer service to make this shopping experience one you will keep coming back to. Make a point of visiting Fitterers Furniture in downtown Ellensburg.
Quality selection and service since 1896.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're up here at the corner of 5th and Western at the Seventh-day Adventist Church. They are back. They took a year off. They took a year hiatus. But the Journey to Bethlehem, which has now become a Wenatchee Valley Christmas tradition, is back again this year, bigger and better than ever. Introduce yourself to our television family, young lady.
My name is Renee Resler. I'm the Assistant Director and Costume Director for Journey to Bethlehem.
How much direction do you do, Renee, in the Journey to Bethlehem? Because it's not like it's a play, it's not a show, it's not a musical. So,
for my job, it seems like it's a lot of putting out fires, but no, it's just it's more about organization. It's about the preparation for it, and then helping answer questions as the production gets closer, and we do rehearsals, and then of course during the production, because things always happen.
Yeah, they always do. Well, for one thing, you're dealing with live animals, and then they have their own little way of doing things.
And live people.
And live people, too, who also have their own way of doing things. We might add that as well. Now, again, the Journey to Bethlehem took a year off last year. The amount of man hours and volunteer hours are ginormous, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. You took the year off, but it's back again this year. So what number? I want to say this is the 10th or 11th. I'm trying to remember how many of these Journey to Bethlehem.
Well, this would be the 10th year, okay. But it's the 9th production because we took last year off.
Right. Okay. Okay. Tell me about the genesis of this. Go back a decade or 11 or 12 years ago. How did this Journey to Bethlehem thing come to be?
Well, it didn't originate with us. There were other churches that were doing this production, and so they talked to us, and we invited them over, and just kind of had a question and answer period of time, and it just seemed like a really exciting thing to try and do here in the valley. So Yakima was one of them, and Kelso Longview was another one who really kind of mentored us along in the process and even helped give us original starting scripts, and then we had to tweak them and make them fit our site, basically. So that's how it got started. And then we just started asking people to volunteer, and all the churches got on board, all the Seventh-day Adventist churches got on board, and so it went from there.
What we're doing is we're actually standing outside the gates to the Journey of Bethlehem. We're not going to show you inside because, well, quite frankly, it's not ready yet, is it?
It's not. It's kind of a mess right now.
But it's part of the excitement.
Yes. Oh, yes. It's parts and pieces, and it's coming together.
So there's over 150 actors and actresses, right, who take part in this, and then there's behind-the-scenes people. So all told, how many volunteers make this happen?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not sure I've added it up. We have right now 150 people cast, and we haven't finished casting the production. And then I would say there's probably 50 people who are here the weekend of the production in the background helping. And then now, every weekend on Sunday mornings, we have people who are building. And so that's probably between 10 and 20 every week. So, add all that up, and that's what you've got.
Does it work get easier now that you've done so many of these? You've done 8, this will be the 9th, so people kind of know their role. They know how to build this set or that barn or that corral. Is it
Definitely.
smoother?
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what is actually behind the gate that we can't see?
Well, there is basically a road that goes and it meanders through the town. So there are shops on either side of that road, and that is what goes from here to the back of the school gymnasium.
And it's interactive.
It's interactive, yes. In a normal play, the audience sits back, and the scenes on the stage change. In this one, the audience walks through the scenes, and so they're the ones who are going to the destinations.
And they go, are they staggered, so you send in X amount of people per time, and
Yes.
so they get through that?
We try to keep the groups to about 20, 25, and there's a group that goes through every 5 minutes.
And so how long does it take to go from the gates to the manger? I guess I'm assuming it ends at the manger. I'm sorry, I can't remember. It's been a few years.
Right.
So.
We start in the Family Life Center in the church, and as soon as they exit here, this is the first station. So it's 40 minutes outside. And then once you get back into the school, you go and there's hot chocolate and cookies and things to kind of warm up again after being outside.
Do you have some right now? That sounds pretty good.
I'm sorry I didn't plan ahead. I didn't do that. I'm so sorry.
Is a lot of people playing the same roles in years past as far as in their portraying their various biblical character?
Good question. There are people who love the roles that they are playing, and they ask to come back every year. There are people who have moved around the village and have done various things. So we have a little bit of both. I would say primarily we have people who get into a role and really like it and stay there. But then you have people who just aren't available one year, and so then we get, then there's other people who come in. So which is exciting too, because that changes the dynamic.
And what really changes, what really is exciting, and I know it sounds silly because they don't really have to do this. You actually have live animals. You have sheep, and you have a camel. You gotta have a camel. Of course.
Yes.
How does that work?
Well, it's a ranch, if you want to call it ranch, for camel and reindeer in Reardon.
Okay.
And so they just rent out camels, and so they come and deliver the camel and pick her up afterwards.
So camels are known for their somewhat difficult disposition. Is this a professional camel, so to speak? So it's not going to spit and rear up. And
right. We really haven't had that much trouble with the camels. They, some of them are, some years, they have moods, I guess, just like any other animal. So some years they're really interactive, and some years they just want to stay back. So, but no, we haven't. I mean, it's kind of fun, but I don't know that you train a camel. I really don't think you do.
What does a camel eat, by the way?
I don't do the animals. I'm allergic to animals. I have no idea what the answer to that question is.
Going back 10 years, do you have any idea how popular this was going to become? Because it was like, you never really know until you try it the first time. And of course, the first year was like, okay, people want to come. Our crowds were huge.
Yes.
We got to figure out a way to make this bigger and better because people are going to come. Did you have any idea this was going to be this successful?
We did not. Yeah. We had no idea. I think that very first year we were all a little shell-shocked and exhausted when it was done. And so that at that point is when we decided to go to 2 shifts, because we knew in order to handle the crowds of people who wanted to come through, we needed to extend the night. And since it's winter time, that can be a hard thing. So we now have 2 shifts of all the positions.
Need to take some breaks and stuff like that. I mean, it's that kind of stuff, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you are a major speaking part, for instance, the Roman Guards, if you're in the first shift, there is no break until first shift is over, because you have groups coming through every 5 minutes.
And now, are you in charge of the logistical part of that? I mean, as the director, or?
No, that's more under Glenn.
Okay. And yes. Glenn didn't want to do the show. Don't know why.
Well.
He's obviously seen it.
Glenn, he has, but he had some other obligations today. So, yeah, it's important that we stay on that timing for the same reason. There's a lot of people that want to get through, and if we are going to get them through and not have them wait for a long time, then we need to be responsible to keep it on track.
And this is maybe the most critical part of all, and it's indicative of the success of the journey to Bethlehem. you can now go online and reserve your space in line in advance, which is just a capital idea. So how do the folks go about doing that? So they know at this point, at this time, I'll be in there and I'll be able to get in and do the journey.
j2bwenatchee.org.
So the letter J, the number 2.
Number 2.
I'm doing this backwards. The letter B, Wenatchee.org, and
yes.
it just pops right up.
Yes, and you can reserve your tickets. Now, a lot of the tickets are already gone.
Ooh, okay.
However, don't worry about that. We don't reserve every single time slot in the evening. So
You don't want to turn anybody away.
No, we don't. And so the doors are open from 5:30 to 8:30. Anybody who is here by 8:30 goes through the village. And so come at 5 o'clock. Actually, you can come at 5, get your reserved spot, take your tickets, and if say your time slot is at 8:45, go home and have dinner and come back again.
Yeah.
So it's not like you have to come in the door and sit for 3 hours. However, we do have great Christmas music in the sanctuary the whole evening. So
you'll be nice and warm in there.
Yes.
And then you come out, and you need to dress appropriately. This is
Oh,
important.
absolutely. Yeah, dress for the weather because you are fully exposed.
Anything else we need to touch on? First of all, I'm excited the Journey to Bethlehem is back. I was kind of
Thank you.
disappointed last year. I guess I need to ask you, how come you just needed to take a break for a year for the Journey to Bethlehem?
We had 3 main leadership team members who had just some big stuff going on in their lives, and it was just a really bad time. Things were coming together at the same time. So we decided, we had done it for 8 years. It wasn't a bad thing to take a break anyway, and we really didn't think we could pull off the production without them. So we took a time out.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Now you're fresh and renewed and you're ready to go get them again.
And I think everybody was, okay with that because we fully intended to come back. Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm glad it's back.
Yeah. Thank you. Me too.
The popularity of the Journey to Bethlehem is blows me away. It's just incredible.
It is.
How many people really like it. They really do. So the website again to reserve your place in line is the letter J, the number 2, the letter B, and then Wenatchee.org. Click on it and get them while the tickets are hot. Because again, here's a question: how much does it cost?
It is free.
Free.
There is no cost.
Ever thought about like just charging like $1 and giving it to a food bank or something? Because people will pay it. People will pay $5.
Yeah, people offer every year for a donation, and we appreciate that. We really do. But the Seventh-day Adventist Church wanted this to be a gift to the community, just as Jesus Christ was a free gift. So if you want to give something, then choose your favorite charity, your favorite organization in town, and give to them. That would thrill us.
Absolutely. Journey to Bethlehem is coming up December. Give me the dates one more time.
5 to 8.
5, 6, 7, and 8. And it's back, and I can't tell you how excited I can't. Let's take just a quick peek.
I actually can't get in there.
Oh, okay. Megan, do you have a bolt cutter on?
Yeah.
Megan? No. Okay. It's good to see you, and looking forward to it.
Thank you.
And thanks for allowing us to come out and get out of the office for a little while.
Well, thanks for coming.
Anytime.
Good to chat.
You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, did you know that the NCW Life channel is North Central Washington's go-to source for news? No matter how you prefer to view your news, NCW Life has you covered. Watch the evening news weeknights on TV, stream it, read it at ncwlife.com, or catch the latest news by following us on Facebook. Stay informed with local news, sports, weather, and shows featuring local people and events. NCW Life, a reflection and a spotlight of the communities we call home.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
So Pam, how's your mom doing?
She's okay. She's struggling. She'd like to stay in her house, and it's getting harder for her to do the daily chores.
What kinds of problems is she having?
Just basic house cleaning, taking care of her house, yard work, taking care of her medicine.
It does sound exhausting.
It is very exhausting, and I always worry about her.
Aging and Adult Care can assist you or your loved one to remain comfortably and safely in their own home. Contact them today to start the conversation.
Join us for Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life channel. This former police sergeant is plugged into not only the world of the streets, he's an actor and connoisseur of the arts. So join Mike and his guest for, well, Street Talk and Other Stuff. Mondays at 10 a.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m., and Wednesdays at 5:30. It's Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life channel.
When you think of Doghouse Motorsports, you might think of motorcycles, but there's a lot more in this house. How about Honda power equipment? From snowblowers to lawnmowers to generators and even water pumps, Honda is the brand that sets the standards. Perhaps you need an ATV or UTV. The Doghouse has the largest selection anywhere. Did we mention watercraft and snowmobiles? And of course, we have motorcycles too. Back it up with terrific customer service and you have Wenatchee's best motorsports store 5 years running. Isn't it time for you to be in the Doghouse? Why run all over town when you can get the financial services you need under one roof? The location is 521 Chelan Street right here in Wenatchee. Accounting solutions for success. Insurance from trusted choices. Real estate, the power of the edge. Personal, professional, preferable. It's all right here. Get the edge on your financial needs. Now available in Chelan as well. Get more information at augustedge.com.
And we're back on this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host. As you can tell by the backdrop, it's kind of a cloudy, gray with some light rain kind of day, but things are going to change. In fact, we're looking at some sunshine later on this afternoon. There is a weather disturbance that is coming through our area. Then we're going to get a couple of days of pretty benign weather, and then we have some pretty interesting weather coming our way over the weekend from our friends at Patriot Plumbing and from the National Weather Service. Let's take a look at your forecast one more time. There you go. So a little bit of light rain until about 10 o'clock or so this morning. A little bit of light rain is possible after 10 o'clock. I wouldn't bet on it. It's going to be fairly cloudy for most of the morning. Then gradually the sun will be coming out, and we'll top off at about 48 degrees, which is just about normal. Our normal high for this time of the year is about 46. We had 48 yesterday. We're expected to hit 48 right around there today. No real wind, and so without the wind, we still have that air stagnation advisory. It's been, about 10 days of this stuff. It is supposed to expire at noon today, the air stagnation advisory. If it does not, if they say we're still going to be dealing with some problems dispersing the pollution, they'll extend it, but it's supposed to expire at noon today. So tonight we got some fog forming, a couple of clouds, overnight low of about 33 degrees, and then we got quite a bit of sunshine coming our way on Wednesday. We are going to have some morning fog. It burns off once the sun gets going, and then we'll have sunshine for the most part Wednesday. A little bit cooler with an afternoon high of about 45 degrees. Some patchy fog expected on Wednesday night. Overnight low of about 34 degrees with clouds as well on Wednesday night. The sun's going to be taking the day off on Thursday. Got a slight chance of some light rain in the afternoon. Outside of that, just kind of cloudy on Thursday and a high of 46. Same deal Thursday night. Lots of clouds will be hanging around. A little bit of light rain possible. 35 for the overnight low. Friday, we're looking at a 20% chance of rain by about 11 till about 11 a.m. Outside of that, lots of clouds on Friday. High near 54. Saturday, going to see some sun breaks, a couple of them anyway. Outside of that, clouds will be pretty much dominant there. We'll top off at 53 on Sunday. Lots of clouds, 58. See this warm weather pattern that's coming up. So we do have some opportunities of some light precipitation on Saturday, especially Sunday, and right on into Monday of next week. But for you folks up in the Methow Valley, you could get a little bit of light snow. It's possible on Saturday afternoon into early Sunday morning. Take a look at the map. So the Methow Valley up there in Mazama and Winthrop, you could get a little bit of light snow, maybe Twisp, and it trickles all the way down really to the Chelan area. Chelan proper and the lower elevations around the lake, you're not going to get any snow if you get any precipitation at all on Saturday afternoon into early Sunday morning. It's going to be in the form of rain, but the upper elevations, the hills that surround the Chelan Valley, they could get a light dusting of snow. Again, it's not going to last very long because Sunday night, we're going to get down to 40 for the overnight low, so whatever comes down is going to dissipate rather rapidly, and with highs in the mid-50s on Sunday and Monday. It's not going to stick around, but it's just a friendly reminder we're getting closer and closer to winter. But it's a lot better than what they're dealing with in the Midwest and the East Coast. It was, what was it, 7 degrees this morning in Chicago. Chicago had a bunch of snow. Detroit had a bunch of snow. They can have it, as far as I'm concerned. The longer we wait for the snow to fall, the more golf I can get in before winter arrives. So that is your forecast. Tomorrow on this show, we'll talk to the cast of Matilda. The All-District musical opens on Thursday. Till then, have yourself a great Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.